We're really pleased to be able to offer an event like this that takes the best and the brightest from each office and puts them together for a period of a few days to talk about design. Every year, I think the design conference shines through in a number of ways. No matter who they are, where they're coming from, they always say, the thing I liked the best about the design conference was meeting other people. I think is invaluable, that they make those connections that for them, in many ways, will be lifelong or career-long connections. The conference this year is about connectivity. We're going to be talking about cultural connectivity and interpersonal connectivity and technological connectivity. Architecture is at a bit of a crossroads. I think things will be so different in the next few years, and this conference has a chance to open up that dialogue, and some of the young, brilliant minds that will be here are going to show us things that we've not seen before.
The way we thought about it is if we really look back over the history of RTKL, everything we do is sort of in service of creating experiences that form connections between people, whether we're designing cities, creating communities, designing a hotel and connecting guests, creating workplace environments where people work together as teams. Everything we do is about forming lasting connections. It's a good time in Miami just because our office has been growing, it's pretty diverse, so we've got a good balance of interiors and architecture, a lot of sort of branded environments, and so it's a good time in the history of the Miami office in terms of its trajectory and its growth.
To me, it's been really incredible how many people were involved to put this home production together. It's such a big event and such an important event for our company. It's an honor to even be a part of it. I think there's so much value when you get to travel and experience something at this level. Not only are you meeting people from all different parts of the world and walks of life, but you're actually getting to meet different locations. You're going to be exposed to different environments that you might not be used to. It's going to just enrich you tremendously when you get to go back to your office. I think anytime that you travel, you just grow as a person.
My name is RTKL. I'm a transformational leadership coach. I work with corporations and entrepreneurs all over the world just to help them come alive and get after the results they're looking for in their life. So I've been invited in to be essentially the relational curator of the event. So we're taking these participants all over the city, showing them new things, and having great conversations about the cutting edge of design and how it's going to apply to RTKL. My job is to help it sink in with them and what their contribution is to that, and how we can have a better experience together than if you were just learning on your own.
We're here at Linwood Park area in Miami, and what happened was we got introduced to street art and specifically graffiti art, and it's pretty interesting because we got one of the local artists here, Gigi, to teach us how to spray paint, and all of us are pretty good at it. What we're doing is we're splitting up into 3 teams from behind me, and each team is representing some type of concept or topic to be able to represent graffiti-wise on the wall. We got introduced to some of the locals here, a dog owner, a brewery, one of the developers, and one of the gallery owners, of course some of the artists as well. And we talked to them about just the development here in Linwood. We got to walk around and really experience what the city is about, or this part of the city is about, and it's been really eye-opening. It's similar to some places that I know in LA, but it has its own unique flair for its culture here.
Doing the graffiti was great, getting to meet our teammates and getting put in a group of people who are like us, and our strengths and our weaknesses are kind of getting those to gel and get to work together, so it was really fun to produce something together in a fun atmosphere.
What I found really interesting was actually learning everybody else's strengths as well. To get a little more insight into somebody and where maybe it's best to tap into them and like the best areas to talk with them. It's really more about the synergy between strengths, and if you don't do it in an open environment like this, you never will.
As sticking with the theme of connectivity, we wanted the attendees to be able to connect with Miami and its nature, and so the biggest nature part of Miami is the water. So we wanted to bring them out here and see the development that's going on, some of the new architecture, just experience by the water and see the landscape from the whole.
I've not been to Miami, it's my first time, and I have to say it's just wonderful and fantastic. And we do all these crazy stuff, and like we did like the painted things on the wall, graffiti, things that I have not done in my life, and where I find it very memorable. If I look at the building from a street view, it's closer in perspective, so you don't get a holistic picture of the whole city, but whereas on the water, you actually can step further back and appreciate the whole picture, completeness. Yeah, it's very different.
Everything is at such a human scale, so everything is like either 1 story, 2 stories. You walk down the streets and like distances are nice. It's comfortable to walk in. You're always in shade somehow, so it's nice. And like with the whole some of the Spanish architecture that's going on, it's nice to see. It's such a big change from what I'm used to.
I think it's quite amazing that all of this new development is happening. My personal experience, I'm a little worried because I have a feeling that all of this development happening so quickly makes me question how sustainable it is. I think it was relaxing for me because I got to see the city from a new perspective. I live around the area, and getting to see things that I didn't necessarily experience, even though I'm living here, was really refreshing. And so, coming in with a really open mind and just saying, well, I'm going to experience Miami in a new way was a good attitude to come in with.
It's so important because oftentimes as a designer, you're just sitting behind a desk in front of your computer, and you don't really get this opportunity to connect with the people outside of your office. Being outside, your tendency is to be more open and you get to know one another in a more open environment. So I think as a designer, it's critical, it's very important to be able to do that and have the opportunity to do that. So it was a real privilege for me to get this.
What was amazing for me, and I think the biggest change I've noticed, is the growth. These attendees, these people are completely different people from the people that I saw getting off the bus, coming into our office. They have grown so much. They have information and knowledge that they're going to just be able to use on a daily basis when they get back to their offices. And seeing that transformation from one day to the next has been so incredible. Seeing the relationships that they have fostered is really incredible. They've all seemed so connected, and they've all seemed so eager to really get to know one another. I wasn't expecting that level of enthusiasm from them. It's so authentic, and it's so intentional. And to me, that was really fascinating to watch and see it unfold. I think they're going to go back, and it's really going to change their careers. It's going to affect so many more people down the road. Everybody that they come in contact with when they get back to their office are going to be touched by their stories, and hopefully are going to be motivated. So, I mean, the impact is just, unmeasurable, I think.